this is a more formal introduction than some of my other podcast episodes, but this one I was kind of recording while I was filming another episode, but I really kind of like the thoughts. I feel like they're a little bit redundant after hearing them, but I don't know. I feel like it's a good memory to, what do they call it? Put in a time capsule. So I hope you enjoy. Okay, so this next part actually is the part that I wanted to save as like a podcast episode. But I'm gonna add it into for this video because I enjoyed what I said and I don't know. I think it's nice. There's no obviously visual to it, but I'll put something cute on the screen, don't you worry. Anyways, on a further note, on a more sentimental note. Well, I'm just tired from all of that jumping. I don't know, I feel like I worked really hard to curate outfits that would be good for my future life that I was planning to have, like a corporate life. Like I did want a corporate job, which I'm happy to have now and everything. So I hope the clothes that I've cultivated over this time fit that vibe. Thank you guys all for your support. At the point of me filming, I have like 71 subscribers, which is literally crazy, and I'm really glad for the time that I had, being lost in my post-grad, like worrying and all that, because that kind of like confusion led me to take control of the things that were in my hands, Of course, like job applications were the thing that were in my hands, but that just seemed so pointless for so long, and, I did want to like build something that like I could see in front of me, like irrespective of whether or not I got a job. And I'm really happy to have, created the social media account and done the work that I've done, because I feel that like, of course now like I have to continue creating content more than like before. Like before was all of the like slow work, but I have to continue doing it now, which is a journey that I'm glad to be on. I'm thankful to be on that journey, and I'm just really proud of myself for the work that I've done to build the social media that I've done, to start other things that I want to start in the future. And I just know that I have so much more coming from me, and I'm so young, and this job is such a great opportunity for me to start my professional career. And I just can't wait to build everything that I want to outside of work, on my free time. And I'm just really excited for what the future holds for me. And I'm glad that I'm documenting it. That way I can look back, because like right now I'm so happy with, where I am and the job that I got and like what my future might hold for me. And it's so easy to forget the times that you were so far down and you were like so lost about what would happen next, that like I'm really, like maybe to some extent I was a little embarrassed like filming those videos and like preparing to post them, before I even got my job, because a lot of the beginning of like the episodes, like diaries of post-grad, were being posted before I had a job, or before I, still kind of had any hope or anything. And that was like scary and stuff, but I'm glad that I did it, because, that little, like, that girl is me, and I'm doing better now, and I'm gonna keep on doing better and better and better. And that large, like I keep on saying, like every time that time passes, I'm always so thankful for what I went through, because it's put me to the person that I am now, and it fuels me to have the drive that I'll have. And I hope that that drive within me stays within me, even though I've kind of hit the first checkpoint of like getting a job, which was one of the things on my bingo card. And like literally a week ago when I was crying about it, before I got this job, I was crying about the fact that this year would not be the year that I got a job, And it's literally crazy how much can change in a day, It's absolutely insane, It just takes you to be, like, so far down that you and your mom are, like, brainstorming, like, going on Craigslist, And you're just so okay with, like, getting a Craigslist job, To then, like, this job that I got now is something that is an opportunity that, I literally never would have expected, and, like, the most amazing of ways, Like, me and my boyfriend talk about it, like, every single morning. We're like, oh my god, like, it's just absolutely insane. Like, my mind is blown how lucky I am. And I hope that my drive that I have within me stays, and I hope that, the rest of my life on Earth I continue to have this drive, you know? I don't really know what else to say. There's no conclusion there. But I'm super happy. And I'm super grateful. And yeah. And all those videos that I would see, like, on my Instagram or whatever, about people being like, just keep trying, like, everything works out in post-grad, like, you just have to, like, do your path, like, you know, everything will work out. And I saw those videos and I would save them, and I was like, okay, one day, like, I'll look back on that video and it'll make sense. Or, like, it's a nice thing to hear sometimes, but sometimes those nice things that you hear are, like, the tarot card reading videos on your TikTok. Like, they are so nice because they give you that sense of hope, and then, you know, sometimes that sense of hope can cause you to not make actions because you believe that that hope will be, like, that the things are already working in your favor, you know, behind the scenes. But it does take you to, like, silence all those things and be like, okay, like, let's think about the worst thing that could happen, you know? And of course that's a bad place to be in, but without that, I wouldn't have, you know, actively started this social media accounts or built, like, such high goals for myself, right? And in those low moments, those high goals seem like this is not even high. Like, me getting a job is not, like, a fucking high goal, right? But, like, to me it was so fucking high because it was so unattainable for so long, it seemed, right? I don't know. Life is crazy, man. I'm just grateful that I didn't, like, go on the master's track. Like, I'm so grateful that, like, I stuck with it, and I was surrounded by so many people, like, close friends, like, you know, even, like, my boyfriend, who was always like, maybe you should just consider, like, applying to a master's, like, da-da-da-da-da-da-da, and I was so stubborn, and I was always like, no, like, that's not what I want, like, I can work it out, like, things will work out for me, right? And there were so many times where I, like, didn't believe that myself, you know? And I was thinking about master's programs, but that just felt even more wrong than just sitting and waiting and thinking and stuff, and I don't know. I'm just happy that I did what I wanted, and, you know, the biggest regrets I've always had from my short life that I've lived is always when I do something that someone else told me to do, even though I didn't want to do it, you know? You know, apologizing to someone that didn't deserve an apology, or, like,
No.
like, when I wanted to change my major back at the very beginning, like, I regretted that right after I graduated so much, because I was like, you know, I loved everything that I learned, but, like, is that, like, I foresaw this, you know, or, like, not doing internships, like, you know, which I listened to outside voices to not do them, right? And now I'm so glad that everything worked out, you know? Those things, those, like, short little regrets that I had are so short, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, like, I'm so glad I didn't do any internships, and I'm so glad I spent that time traveling, and I'm so glad that I studied the major that I did, and I learned all the things that I learned, because I love who I am because of it. And all the friends that I had along the time, you know? Despite the fact that I don't like a lot of them now, like, so glad I got to experience all of that. That being said, I'm going to continue going through my life in the future, living it, learning from the experiences that I've had, not living with regrets, and just trying to be the best version of myself, the happiest version of myself, and continuously just doing everything that I want to do. And if a master's is that later, like, so be it, you know? If it's, you know, floundering for a little bit, so be it, you know? The universe has its plan, God has his plan, blah, 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 everything they say, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. Anyways, this is just me yapping. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will catch you in the next episode. So, yeah. I hope you enjoyed this episode of, I guess, a proper podcast, because there's no video of me throughout it, but yeah, I hope you enjoyed.